So I'm going to give you guys, I'm 45 years old, yes. Okay, so hi guys, what's up? How you doing? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Chinyere of Julia Style Glam. If it's your first time with me, thank you so much for being here. And if you're already subscribed to my channel, you're absolutely welcome. Alright, so today I wanted to walk you guys through, I just wanted to, very short video. Many of you, if you followed me for a while, you would know that I've lost a lot of weight. And so I actually did a video, I think the first video and the second one, I think last year. So I'm going to attach them here on how far I have come. And I think in one of the videos I actually did explain why I'm not recording, my journey, because for me it's very, very, very personally. It's not something that it's not something I don't want to, record myself at the gym or, working. I don't want to do that for a lot of reasons, because I know that I would not be able to commit to that, and the commitment is actually for myself, and my health, so I know I won't be able to commit to being able to, record, workout videos for you. I can't do that. But in the last couple of years, I started my weight loss journey in 2018, and in the last couple of years I have learned, I have grown, and up until 2020/21, sorry, 2020, from 2021 to 22, thereabouts, I couldn't keep up with, I actually talked about this also in a previous video, I couldn't keep up with going to the gym to work out because of my job, but I had to devise a way to actually, keep myself, maintain, my weight, and, ensure, because for me, this is actually a long-term thing. It's not something I want to do to stop. I want to keep doing this for the rest of my life. I mean, taking care of myself, working out, and that was the plan for me. And I'm going to also talk about this, in another video. So, for me, how have I been able to keep my weight, at bay, and ensuring that I am not adding weight? So at the time I stopped working out, my last video, I actually said I was 78 kg. The last time I went to the doctors, I was knocking on 69. In actual fact, I'm looking to get down to 60. I used to weigh 60 kilos. Now, even when I was 60 kilos, my BMI was still a little high for my height and, all. So I want to see if I can make it down to 60, and then if possible, but I just want to, it's not about actually losing weight for me so much as just maintaining a lifestyle of healthy choices. That's what it is for me. And so in the period I was not able to, because I was very conscious of it, and I just didn't want to be amongst those people that find themselves eventually adding all the weight that they've lost, along the way. Now, I spoke about, in that previous video, I also spoke about why it was important for me. Now, if many of you, I've never talked about my age before, so I'm going to give you guys, I'm 45 years old. Yes, I'm 45. I have had the worst debates about my age. I have been told I don't look a day above 25. I have been told all sorts of things. I've had to actually prove that I am 45 years old. ID's birthday, it's crazy. So I'm 45 years old, yes, proudly so. And, a lot of things came into play for me, when it came to my workout. It wasn't just about, or my weight loss journey. It wasn't just about, losing that weight, but it's also about being healthy. I've never really talked about it before. I gained excessive weight. I had actually gained weight, but I gained excessive weight after going through rounds of IVF, which were not successful. And I began to notice a decline in my person, in myself, in my demeanor, in a lot of things. And so that was what led me there. And so some of the things that I learned along my journey were my food intake. I've spoken about this. I'm going to attach that video here. My food intake, understanding food and knowing what to consume and how to consume it. So one of the things I always put into perspective was my food intake. You know, the time of the day. And again, you know, a lot of people may be like, oh, I can't do this. But I will tell you one thing. Understanding your food is the biggest step to living healthy. You know, when my coach told me that it wasn't as much as that what was most effective in weight loss is actually what you consume more than your workout. Okay? I'm coming. And so, understanding food, and I would say it again, I credit keto for that. Keto made me understand my food, understand what I was consuming, understand my food intake. And so understanding what you're taking, understanding that in a day, your body needs 1,800 calories. Now, as you get older, that drops. And so for me, it was primordial that since I wasn't working out anymore, when I was working out, I was doing between 1,005 and 1,007. But since I wasn't working out anymore, I decided I had to, you know, I pushed back on that. Okay. Now, so I pushed back on that, and rather than consuming 1,800 calories or 1,000, you know, I went down to about 1,005, you know, and kept it at that. Now, something else that I really, you know, stuck to most times and more than anything was to keep being active. You know, so aside from the job, you know, one of the ways I kept active was walking. A lot of people undermine walking. I see lots of people, you know, who jog. And, you know, from what I've learned, jogging is not as effective as walking. Walking is much more effective when you are trying to lose weight. Why? Because you can walk for 2 hours. You can walk for 3 hours. And you would enjoy it more than when you're panting and you can't do that for 3 hours. But mind you, remember, it's the same. When I understood that walking and jogging, you know, the same distance, you know, we were burning the same calories. I'm like, okay, what the hell? Why am I disturbing my life? You know, and it's crazy for me because I used to be an athlete. So it's crazy that I really don't enjoy running as much as, you know, I used to. It's really crazy. I don't know if I don't enjoy it or maybe because of the fact that I'm asthmatic. You know, it has played a very strong role in my health presently because like I said, I was when I was an athlete, I had no clue I was asthmatic. I was doing my competitions like, you know, nothing was wrong, you know. So for me, walking was important. I was doing 14 kilometers, and for me, walking became I started walking in the wake of COVID because if you remember, gyms were shut down. So I started walking in the wake of COVID, and so that helped me pull up on, you know, being able to walk, you know, distances, long distances. So I used to walk 14, sometimes, you know, 15, 16 kilometers, you know, to and fro combined. So together from my home to where I was going to and back combined was that was the distance. And then something else that was very important for me was I upped veggies in my diet. So, and yeah, I upped veggies in my diet and I went for plant-based. I went for a lot of plant-based meals. So again, I'm not a vegan. I'm not vegan. I can't subscribe to being a vegan. But when I say plant-based, I'm talking about things like lentils. I love lentils. So I started taking a lot of lentils. I don't like chickpeas. I never liked them. But I realized that, okay, if I was going to do this, then I had to up one. I had to bring something up, you know, put something in for the other. So you know, I put in chickpeas. You know, when you have to, you don't know how to eat something, but you just, you know, get into it. So I put chickpeas there. There were lots of beans, and then whole rice. So I ate a lot of black rice. Now black rice is very expensive. I don't even see it enough to buy, you know, but it's beautiful, you know, and it was filling, very filling. So I ate, you know, I opted a lot of whole foods. I still do, okay? Lots of whole foods. Now, if you know anything about the French dietary system, I'm going to talk about that in another video. When you're thinking about losing or, you know, trying to eat healthy, one of the things that the French diet system encourages you to eat is what they call féculents. Now, féculents are carbs, but healthy carbs. So rather than eating just pasta, you're eating whole wheat pasta, you're eating whole foods. And I will tell you, when it comes to what you consume in France, in Europe, France is top notch because the quality control is 10/10. I will tell you that. Quality control when it comes to what we consume in France is 10/10. And so these are the things that I did. So I resorted to plant-based, you know, meals, you know, chickpeas, black rice. I took lots of veggies, broccolis. I just had an ample source of that. And so my meats and vegetables, I'm anemic, so I'm always encouraged by my doctors to always eat lots of red meat, which I still put down to a minimum just because I'm not really a fan of red meat, except when I'm making suya. If you're Nigerian and you know suya, okay, you know. So, you know, so I used, I had chicken and then no fried foods. Once in a while, and this is not to say that I didn't used to indulge. I used to indulge well, okay, but it wasn't all the time, okay. It was spaced out. So you really need to know how you do it. It's not like I don't drink Coke. It's not like I don't take ice cream or any of those stuff. I love ice cream, but I'm beginning to realize that as the healthier I eat, I become more intolerant to certain things. So like, for example, Coke, I can't take a full can or bottle. I'll have to take half of it, probably dilute it with water or not, and that's it. And I'm not taking anything again. Wine. Now, when I say wine, red wine when you eat, I'm not talking about, you know, just taking wine. You consume wine when you eat. So I'm taking, for example, a meat dish, I'll take a glass of wine. I'm taking a fish dish, I'll take a glass of wine. Yes, and we all know that France, when it comes to wine, you have wines for every occasion. I'm not a wine connoisseur, my husband is, so he picks the wine and I'm good. I have no problem, you know, with that. So he's the one who picks the wine and I'm good. And I don't take wines all the time. I just take when I know that probably I'm going to be having, you know, meats, or maybe when we have guests or something like that. Occasionally, okay? Now, something else that I did was I began to, so like I said, I started walking, but then after a while, I now started walking with weights. So I have a video on that. I'm going to attach it there. I started walking with weights. I bought this one off of Amazon. I'm going to link it here, okay, if you're looking for weights to buy. So I bought weights. Now, usually there is a thing about weights. It's another video. We're going to talk about weights, okay? And so when I was looking for the weights, I wanted 4 kilos. All right? I wanted 4 kilo weights. I didn't know that when I ordered 4 kilos, but what I got was 2 kilos each. So I made do with that. So I'm going to buy another set of, you know, weights but this time it will be 4 kilos, which will be 8 kilos. And so I started walking with weights. So I'll put the weights. I had a backpack I would carry with water. I had water. I had the weights in. I had my earphones, my everything, you know, and I'll put it in the bag. Okay, so the weights I would carry the weights while walking. Some people may not be able to do this personally, this is for me, because when you are looking to shed weight, the truth about it is that it's the weights that knock your weights down. It's the weights that knock you down to size. So you could be doing a whole lot of cardio. You could be doing a whole lot of plant-based eating and all that, okay? You will not see anything. You will not notice it quickly, because, and not even quickly, you won't even notice it. You'll be like, okay, so something is not happening. Now, keep in mind, as a woman, a lot of things play a role in this. Hormones, specifically our menstrual cycle and stuff like that. And so you're looking and you're like, okay, so what's happening? What's, it's not functioning. And the truth about it is that you don't want to be worried about the fact that you're not losing. We don't want to do that. In all honesty, that was one thing I purged myself of. I didn't care. I didn't want to look at the weights. I didn't want to know. What I knew, and my coach helped me with that. And what was important for me, what he said was important, was don't worry. Just use a tape and go through your body, your waist and all, and then you would see. You will not see it physically, but you will notice it in your clothes and all. And it was, for me, it worked. And up until today, because I actually bought a scale. I've not used that scale since I bought it. I don't even know how I'm going to sell it now, And so I started working with weights. I put the 4-kilo dumbbells in my bag. The dumbbells are, my bag is padded, well padded, so it actually just sits on. And then I put, and spread out the weights, and I carry it. So it's like I'm hiking, but I'm not hiking. And then with the weights in my bag, and I'm going, And usually when I go, I feel the burn here on my arms. I feel the burn and on my legs. It's crazy. It's totally crazy. And so these are, these are the ways I have been able to keep my, weights at bay. Okay. In all honesty, I haven't checked my weights presently, again, because it's not something I concern myself with. It's on purpose. I don't concern myself with putting weights with my how much I weigh. I don't. Like I said in the beginning, the last time I talked, I knew how much I weighed. It was at the doctors, because when you go to visit the doctors in France, they must do the first general checkup, weights, blah 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 blah. And that was how I knew I weighed 69 kilos, and that was in December. So I don't know, what else. Now, one thing I'm going to drum in, if you're looking to get your summer body, you should have started since January. It's true. And I say this because a lot of people start weight training and, weight loss and blah, 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 hoping that they're going to achieve their ideal body in 3 months. Please be realistic with yourself. That's something I'm going to talk about entirely in another video. All right, we're going to talk about the reality and being realistic with losing weight. Okay, and so yeah, that is all it has been for me. Let me know in the comment section if you would like to know. Okay. The meals I prepare, or how I prepare my meals, or whatever it is I eat, I can do that. I've been able to draw meal plans for a couple of people who were interested in weight loss. Okay, so let me know in the comment section if you would like me to share with you some of the meals I take and how I eat. All right, and I'll happily do that for you. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Do not fail to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys, awesome people. And do not fail to follow me on Instagram and X, formerly known as Twitter. It's Juliet Style on X. It's Juliet Style Glam on Instagram, TikTok, and every other place. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah. Bye.